Hello there. Welcome back to the 8th episode in the specific self-care series. I'm so glad that you clicked on this video to learn more about all the specific stretches and self-myofascial techniques that you'll need to know to keep the muscles in your thigh healthy, mobile, and as pain-free as you can possibly be. One of the things that I find great about what I will be teaching you is it's not only good for groups that you would think of like runners and for those who strength train their legs doing squats, deadlifts, or like intermittent sprints, but it's also great for those who walk around at any point during their day. So basically what I'm trying to say to you is that every one of us should know how to take care of our legs, because aside from our brains and the muscles that are in charge of breathing, our legs are one of the most used muscle groups in the entire body. So one thing I want to make clear though about this is when I talk about the muscles in the thighs today, of course they start at the pelvis, but they run down into the thigh going past the knee. But if you want to learn about the muscles that are in the pelvis that stay in the pelvis, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to watch the previous episode, specific self-care for the hips, and that'll teach you all you need to know. I'll put it in the link in the description below, so that way you can find it. And also, one other thing before we go on, if you're enjoying this video, I want you to give me a like, and if you want me to talk about any specific topic, then what I want you to do is also leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I will make sure to look at it, and if it's something that can be done, we'll do it as a topic, okay? The next stretch that I will show you is one that's going to target the muscles in your leg that are known as the adductor muscles, kind of like addition. These muscles are found on the inner thigh, and they help to bring your legs together and close the gap between your legs. In other words, what they do is that they add your legs back together. The 5 muscles that perform this action are adductor magnus, adductor longus, adductor brevis, the pectineus muscle, and the gracilis muscle. These are the 5 synergist muscles that perform the action of adduction as one movement, right? So to stretch this particular muscle group, what we're going to do is we're going to have our elevated surface. Coincidentally, I have my chair that I'm sitting on that I'm going to use as the elevated surface. I'm going to come off it. I'm going to get one leg on it with my toes and my face pointing in the same direction. Now I'm bending the knee on this side, but that's only so I fit in the camera because I'm just so tall, right? You don't have to do that. Now I'm going to just push the leg into my elevated surface. If I wanted more of a stretch, I could always elevate it. I've chose to do it at this height because it makes sense for a demonstration. Push in, hold at that end range of motion, and breathe. Then after 30 or 60 seconds, come off. You can switch to the other side. I'm only doing this one side because I don't want you to have to see my rear end. I don't want to show that. Anyway, you just rewind it if you want a little coaching to do stretching of the adductor muscle on the other side. Thanks for tuning in. The next stretch that we will review will teach you how to use an elevated surface such as a massage table, the bedside, a sofa, or any other sturdy but comfortable surface to stretch the muscles of your leg that are in charge of abduction or abduction of the leg. Abducting or abducting of the leg is when your leg moves away from your body, but in a straight line to the side of the body, kind of like what my arm just did. The muscles that create this action are the following: glute maximus, glute medius, glute minimus, the TFL, and sartorius muscles. They'll also, aside from doing this action, they'll help stabilize your leg when you're balancing on one leg, because not only do the muscles perform an action, but when working with muscles that are on the other side of the joint, they can produce something that's known as an isometric contraction. Isometric contractions are when you flex your muscles into place without moving it any further. It takes muscles on both sides of the joint to create this action, as they have to produce an equal amount of force on both sides to create no movement. To start this stretch, what I'm going to want you to do is get onto your elevated surface. In this case, I'm on a massage table, and then you're going to get into a side lying position, similar to the one I am. You're going to make sure that you're close to the edge and that you're facing the edge. Now, what I'd like for you to do is to take your top leg with a straight knee and drop it off the side of the table. Barely bring the leg in front of you. That's why I have you close to the edge as you drop it down. Keep it close to the body so you isolate those targeted muscles, and make sure that you don't involve any other muscles by using the proper form. Then let that leg get into the end range of motion. Hold and breathe deeply for 30 seconds or more. You'll feel that stretch in that high hip area. Hold and breathe. Then after the time is done, you can bring it up, switch to the other side, and then proceed to begin again as you did on the other side. Close to the edge, side lying, facing the edge. Top leg drops down, barely in front of you. You should begin to feel it up in the high hip. Hold and breathe. Then, after 30 to 60 seconds, once you come out of it, you just bring the legs together, and you have just finished stretching those muscles of abduction. The next stretch that I will teach you stretches the muscles of the hip that do internal rotation and adduct your leg. Because it gets so many different muscles in one stretch, I like to look at this stretch more as a stretch made to isolate and target the muscles that are all related to a particular movement rather than related to just one particular muscle. From my professional perspective, I view stretching in two ways: either targeting one particular muscle or targeting a group of muscles that perform the same action. I just want you to know that. Just so you know, muscles that perform the same action, they're known as synergist muscles. Just to state for those who are watching, if you didn't already know this, I just want to make sure that you know it so we're all on the same page here. Just so you get a better idea, let me slowly list the muscles that this stretch targets. And I'm saying it a little bit slower so it gives time for you to see each one. It helps stretch the adductor magnus, which is one of 5 inner thigh muscles. Then you have the adductor longus, which is another one. And then it's followed by the adductor brevis, another one of the 3 inner thigh muscles. It also stretches the gluteus medius and the TFL muscles. So it gets a number of muscles in the inner thigh while also stretching other internal hip rotators located on other parts of the leg. I like this because it's efficient and it helps stretch the muscles. But in a muscle like the TFL, it's not going to be fully stretched because you need to stretch a muscle like that performs multiple actions against all those actions to make it an efficient stretch. So now, before we actually show the stretch, I want you to take a moment to just quickly leave a like, and if you're liking this and want to learn more, also make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss a single video. Okay, and now we'll look at the stretch. To stretch these inner thigh and rotator muscles, we're going to start by having a soft floor or mat to lie down on, and then we're going to begin the stretch by laying down on our stomach. Just real quick before I start, I want you to know that I'm only going to demonstrate this particular one on one side, and that's the side that's closer to the camera, because it's not going to make sense for me to do it away from the camera. So if you need to watch, just rewind it and it'll coach you on the other side. Now, you're going to take a few seconds to lie down flat like this as you do this, or in the Sphinx position. Personally, I prefer with my face flat, but in order to talk to you, I'm going to need to be in the Sphinx position. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take your knee, you're going to point it laterally or to the side of your body. Then, what you're going to do once your inner thigh is now on the ground and your outer thigh is up to the ceiling, you're going to take it further laterally and you're going to elevate as you begin to stretch those muscles. Come as high as you can into the end range of motion. Then, in order to complete that stretch, we're going to rotate the body away. So that way, we really stretch those muscles. We're pushing against, the internal rotation, they want to contract, but we're making them stretch. You hold, you breathe, do it for about 30 to 60 seconds. Then when you're done, rotate your torso back to starting position. Then bring your leg back into starting position so you can shift your weight. Then you'll shift your weight, you do it on the other side. And once you're done, you'll have stretched those muscles by using your body in a laying down position. Showing you how to properly perform the hamstring stretch will be the next thing today that I take a few minutes of your time to show you. In my professional opinion, the hamstring stretch is very easy to do, but it's difficult to maintain the proper form. It's easy to do the wrong form and slip out of it and do something like that. Today, I'm going to show you one of a few ways that I know how to stretch the hamstring muscles. Now, for the quick myology lesson on the hamstrings. The hamstring muscles are 3 different muscles that originate on the part of your pelvis that's called the ischial tuberosity. This is an area deep to your gluteal line on your leg. For those of you that are still not sure what I just said, what I'm trying to say is that the bone where the hamstring muscle is attached in is located on the part of your leg where your rear end meets the upper portion of your leg. Then those muscles, after they're attached there, they travel down past the back of the knee and they connect into 2 other bones of the lower leg known as the tibia and the fibula. All 3 hamstring muscles, their common action is to help flex the knee joint. So we're going to put the hamstring into extension to extend and get a good stretch out of it. To stretch the hamstring muscle, have a mat or a soft floor to lie down on to start, and then you can either use a rope, a towel, or a blanket that's rolled up to be used like a rope to do the stretch. Just make sure that it's long, because if it's short, it's not going to do you any good. Then what you're going to do is you're going to get onto the ground. Make sure that you're lying down with your legs and your back flat on the ground. Then you'll take your rope or your rope-like object. You're going to tie it around the base of your foot. If you don't feel stable, then you could always tie a loop around it. I'm just going for straight pull. I'm pulling from both sides, bringing my leg up into the air, just like you'll be bringing your leg up into the air. Keep the knee straight. Make sure that you're flexing at the hip and you're not compensating with your back. You can keep your back just pushing into the ground. Activate your core. Make sure you're breathing. Have that knee straight. Come to your end range of motion. Hold and breathe. Right? All of you is going to be different places. Right now, I think because of quarantine and not being as active as I normally am, and writing a lot more and reading a lot more, I am not getting it to the full range of motion that I should. Normal should be anywhere from 90 to 110 degrees of motion. This is less than 90 degrees, but I can work on it. Then when you're done, after 30 to 60 seconds, bring it down. You can switch the feet. As you saw, I easily transitioned from this laying down position. Then bring it up into the air. Hold and breathe. Another thing I want to talk to you about when it comes to this particular stretch is alignment. Not just what I coached you before on keeping your knees straight, keeping the back on the ground, but also alignment of your feet, making sure that they're both pointed straight in alignment with your body, because you don't want to activate the hip rotator muscles and tighten them on one side while loosening them on the other side. Hold, breathe. Once you're done, you can just bring it down, take the rope or rope-like object off your leg, come up, and you have stretched your hamstring muscle. Then you can move on to whatever muscle that you want to stretch next.